to Summoner's Rift.
You're going to do great.
Into battle.
Let me say it like this: y'all think Earl Spencer lost to a fucking
30
Salido,
seconds until
fucking
minions
Tank
spawn.
Davis, a Bud Crawford would have lost to a Salido? Get out of here, man. I don't care what none of y'all say. He lost to a Uber driving, beer stealing journeyman.
First
But
blood.
he's a Hall of Fame great man. Get out of here, man. Stop that. That's not act. He didn't even dominate Gary Russell. Let's be real. It was a split decision, and Gary put him on his ass. So
As you wish. I am your worst nightmare.
that's why he don't want to give him no rematch. But you see what happens now. They begging him, Teofimo, to give him a rematch. It's like he don't deserve no rematch. Too bad. That's what he get for not putting it in the contract.
Into battle. Follow my blade. Into battle.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
This'll be a slaughter.
Shut down.
In fact, Steven, like, he's best when it's Gary Russell, who they don't even try to rate. You know, Gary Russell's the king of featherweight, and they don't. And I'm, I'm sick of it, man. We're not doing this in 2022, man. We're not doing this. The things that all you quote unquote boxing fans who want to see the best fight the best, but y'all got all these stipulations to see the best fight the best. Y'all not doing this. I'm not gonna let y'all just like y'all ruin the sport. Like, let's be real. Y'all are part of the reason why the sport is so fucked up. Because certain fighters are allowed to get away with anything,
I
but
am
everybody
your
They
else
hate
they
the
gotta
worst
do.
franchise belt.
nightmare.
They
Yeah,
hate the franchise belt, but they're not calling the person out who the first person to get it.
facts. Deontay Wilder, Earl Spence, Tank, they gotta fight, do all this fair stuff, but Canelo Alvarez, Bum Lovkin, Lomo, they don't have to do nothing. Everybody has to earn a fight with these guys, like they somebody.
You have slain an enemy.
I'll give it to Canelo. Like, not even that people have to earn it with them, but at least he's still accomplishing things. Bum Lovkin and Lomo, nah.
This'll be a slaughter. As you wish.
Like, let's name off. You could like name off some of Lomo's fights in his multiple divisions that he's conquered, and you'll see like, man, them dudes wasn't all that. I could name off Earl Spence's opponents. I could name off even Canelo, some of Canelo's opponents. You know, you
Nightmare.
can name off. Damn, let me see. I'm gonna think. You can name off some of Sean Porter's opponents. Sean Porter. You can name off Keith Thurman's opponents. You know, and Danny Garcia. They like to disrespect Danny Garcia.
I am
Like,
your
Danny Garcia
worst
ain't
nightmare.
don't have a great resume. Danny Garcia is going to the Hall of Fame. Sean Porter's gonna go to the Hall of Fame.
This'll be a slaughter.
Oh, see, I was just bigging Danny up, but now, come on, man. You might as well move up to 154, get that Lubin work. But even beyond that, Charlie work, his resume is still great. Shit, if that's the case, you can fight Boots if you're not moving up.
Into battle.
Don't nobody want to like Sean Porter said. Sean Porter said out his own mouth, "This is Sean Porter who fights everybody. He ain't fighting them." He said that he ain't fighting that dude. I mean, it is what it is. We know Boots is that guy. You know what I'm saying? We know Boots is gonna be that dude, that pound for pound #1, potentially. So at least he being honest about it. At least he's saying like out his mouth, like I'm not gonna fight that dude. Like a lot of these dudes would make it seem like, oh, I'll fight Boots. I'll fight Boots. Boots ain't nothing special. Then when he knocked on your door rail, uh, you know, yeah, then they do all this backtracking like some Cam Bussy. So at least they being honest. Like honestly, I would respect fighters more for being honest and be like, I ain't trying to fight these dudes, man. I just want to get paid. It's called prize fighting for a reason, you know. But oh shit, what was I was gonna say? I was gonna say I forgot. But who do y'all think is gonna be a future pound for pound #1 guy? Like name a few fighters on that you can
Devin
think are gonna
Haney.
be. Yep, future pound for pound. I feel like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Boots. Stephen Fulton is future pound for pound. Keyshawn Davis.
Oh yeah, Keyshawn Davis.
I know who that is. Yeah, how many pro fights is he a pro yet?
Turret plate
He's not signed to a major promoter, is he?
Into battle.
rampage.
Yeah. I said this as well. I said Frank Martin, he gonna make some stuff shake in 2022. He gonna shake up that division some.
Shut down.
As you wish.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Facts. You're already good now. You already see this. You can already see the skills, and that's one thing that we was talking to Midwest about this, and I was just saying. I said, you know, you can tell when somebody's skilled. The eye test will tell you when someone's skilled. The only thing is that can they translate those skills to the elite level? You know, we've seen a lot of fighters that look skilled on against bum, journeyman fighters, and then it's just like they get to that elite level, they weren't that dude. Josh Kelly, Jose Fargas type dudes. They weren't there yet. Oh, go ahead.
I am your worst nightmare.
has been slain.
Into battle.
No, he's not. They're gonna erase him off the face of the earth. And let's stop this talk. These dudes to be talking about what has he done to earn the fight. Like I was on Instagram, this dude talking about, Eddie Hearn said he wanted to see, Montana Love and Tia Female. And this dude was talking about what has he done to earn a Tia Female fight. And it's like, he ain't nobody. He ain't this freaking the fucking stars been selling out nothing. He ain't been making nothing shake. Like, yeah, he beat Loma. That's a good win, but he got big headed and he had to pay for it. Like these dudes aren't nobody to where you should be holding back fighters from fighting them. I'm tired of that talk.
As you wish.
And I've always said he was not that dude. That all these dudes talking about, oh, well, Teofimo will knock out Tank and Devin Haney. No, he won't. He ain't that dude. And it showed in that fight that he wasn't that dude. But, like, stop that talk about dudes gotta earn it and earn this and earn that and earn that, blah, 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 man. Like, if y'all don't want to see the best fight the best, then just say that. If y'all scared for your favorite fighters, just say that. Stop acting like these dudes gotta earn shots with guys that ain't really doing much like that anyways, And even with Canelo, it's just like, those dudes are the best in that division. Two of the best in that division. What more do they have to do? What should they keep doing? Like, you should never fear that your fighter isn't going to beat this dude. If I was a Canelo fan, I'm saying, you know what? Put Charlo and Andrade in there. Canelo will knock them both out. But we got to see that type of thing. These dudes want to pay witness protection and all this, and it's like, man, stop it. Cut it out.
Bring down the hammer.
And it makes it even worse when dudes like Macabuti are getting potential shots at these guys that, quote unquote, that don't deserve it versus guys like him. When he ain't done nothing, he wasn't even the name. Like, bro, come on, man. Get out of here. Yeah, even with that, even with a lot of that politics stuff, we still got some great fights, some unifications. You know, we're gonna get some great fights in 2022. Earl and Ugas, and I believe, excuse me, Earl and Bud will fight. Hopefully we get some more great fights. Yeah. No doubt. They've been talking about that for 3 years, but you don't see that same energy for that fight as you do for Bud versus Spence. No, I mean Spence versus Crawford. So it's like, yeah, dudes act like dudes that are actively fighting still don't have stuff to prove. If that's the case, then they need to retire.
An enemy is dominating. Your turret has been destroyed.
No standards.
Yep.
Has been slain.
Mhm.
Shut down.
As you I am your worst nightmare.
But that's what nobody talks about. All these dudes love top rank. All this other garbage. It's like it's not even that. It's just like they put on awful cards. They put on awful cards this year. Nobody says anything. But somehow PBC is the the worst promotional company ever. It's like I like fighters from all these, promotional companies, but let's be real. Showtime, PBC has put on some great fights this year, and they're gonna put on more great fights next year. I just don't understand how Bob Arum is some sort of angel to these guys, and Al Heyman is just a demon. But Al Heyman he doesn't even speak. He says nothing. He gets fights done. Canelo and Plant happened on Showtime. He got Earl and Ugas, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. You know, because Fury didn't want that fight. They had to push for that fight. Brandon Figueroa, Stephen Fulton and Brandon Figueroa. That was a Showtime fight. Boots and Delorme, Boots and what's his name, Lipinets is a Showtime fight. You know, Tank and Barrios, Tank versus Santa Cruz, Tank versus Cruz. These are Showtime fights, so they're putting on for the sport as well. But we need to push for the best fighting the best. We need to push for some of these fighters to get in the ring.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been
Like the Super Six, Andre Ward went through. That should happen more often. That should have become a thing. Like throughout all of these divisions, that should have been a thing. The Super Six at lightweight, the Super Six at 147, the Super Six at middleweight, the Super Six at light heavy, the Super Six at heavyweight, with the best fighters in the division. But Yep.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Yep.
This'll be a slaughter.
Mm-hmm. And all this corruption in the sport.
An ally has been slain.
It's just to fuel some. You know, these belts used to mean something. They don't mean shit anymore. And that's the, you know, that fat fuck Mauricio Suleiman. That's his fault. You know, the WBA, that's their fault. They sullied their own names with the stunts that they're pulling right now.
Killing spree.
Into battle.
Yep.
This'll be a slaughter.
Yep, get rid of these weird pussy ass these media people as well. Like the Mike Cappingers, the fucking Dan Raphaels, the weird ass Steve Kings. Get rid of these dudes, man. They don't serve no purpose. They can't even do their jobs right. They don't even report information like exclusively. They don't get these scoops. They just steal from somebody. Like they steal from dudes off Twitter all the time. I don't know who that is. That white girl? Oh, fuck that bitch. You good as fuck.
Your turret has been destroyed. Ace.
As you wish.
But they're company people, God. That's all they do. That's what they get paid to do, you know? Just be whatever their company, you know, has them and shit. And we need to talk about this as well. It was like, have you noticed how a lot of fighters build their careers off of PBC fighters? You know, that's what they did with Bud. He built his he got his name off EJ a little bit. Like, let's be real. Who else? Like Ryan Garcia got his name off a Tank. You know,
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
yeah, that's that too. I mean, it's true though. He did. Rolly got his name off a Tank as well. Yeah, that's what they call it anyway. That's what they say, when they call you a PBC or a LDBC. Really, that's what they're calling you anyways.
I am your worst
Shut
nightmare.
down. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I mean, you just have to use your voice, like a lot of the LDBC is doing. They're using their voice. We're using our voice for the betterment of the sport, so.
As you wish.
But But you see it, Cry. Like Art, that weird dude Montero was nut hugging. He be nut hugging on a daily, and these are supposed to be professional journalists. So they getting a lot of their takes from the LDBC, from new media, from the fans. So
This'll be a slaughter.
they just recycle talking points from these old media motherfuckers.
As you wish.
I want to see Stephen Fulton get the chance to become undisputed versus MJ. I want to see like Tank versus a Lomo or a Devin Haney. A Devin Haney versus Ken Bussies for undisputed. I want to see Jerron in this get his chance to be like get his chance versus a top, 10, top 5 guy.
Ace.
Bring down the hammer.
You know, I want to see, you know, Spence versus Crawford. Hopefully, Keyshawn Davis and all the other young guns get a chance to continue to show their talent against a higher quality opposition. You know, just any fight that can put on for the sport as a whole. That's what I want to see. Yes, sir. Yeah, I want to see the GOAT back in action. Beat, beat, what's that name? What's that? Her name's ass. Yeah, her and yeah, Marshall, Savannah Marshall. Yes, sir.
Your inhibitor is respawning soon.
I am your worst nightmare.
She don't actually want that fight. I agree.
An enemy has been slain.
She's living off an amateur win that happened years ago.
This'll be a slaughter.
5.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
Yeah, I mean, and plus it's like they don't give the girl her respect. Undisputed in 2 weight divisions, and then they'll say that, well, the women's division is not that steep. But it's just like, well, then how is Katie Taylor like? How do y'all rate Katie Taylor so high if the division ain't that steep? Exactly.
Enemy rampage.
She's a beast. She'll beat Katie Taylor the fuck up. hmm Yeah. Yeah. I just think that women's boxing can be something like a worldwide, you know, not like, let's be real. I don't think it'll ever be on the scale of men's boxing, but it can be something. They got the talent, they got the, the look, they got the personalities. Like, make it happen. So yeah, lack of visibility.
Enemy quadra kill. Ace. Defeat.
But let's be real, like Katie Taylor's not gonna be the one to push that women's boxing forward. It's a Clarissa Shields, Alicia Baumgartner type, Amanda Serrano type. Those are the ones that are gonna push the sport forward. Yeah, they not like no personalities and like boring, just boring basic bitches. Like you gotta talk your shit like the Groat do. You gotta talk some shit like Alicia Baumgartner. You know, be able to talk your shit and fight like Amanda Serrano. Because Amanda Serrano be knocking them out. So you gotta get behind them, but they don't want to get behind Clarissa Shields. That's why she went to MMA, which don't make no sense because of all that she's accomplished. She would be a household name well, even more of a household name, like on a Simone Biles and like Abby Douglas and a Serena Williams level. Yeah, and plus